The galaxy was silent, but not peaceful. For over 400 years, the Zarkon Dominion ruled with cold fear and ruthless power. They did not ask for loyalty. They demanded it. Entire civilizations were destroyed simply for questioning their rule. They turned planets into graveyards, cities into ash. The name Zarkon was not spoken. It was whispered with terror. No species dared to stand against them. No alliance, no rebellion, no hope. They were the fear lords of the galaxy. Their ships were black and silent, like shadows in space. When they arrived, the sky turned dark. Their soldiers wore masks with no eyes, just cold, smooth metal. The sound of their engines was the sound of death. Resistance was a word that no longer existed in the galaxy. One by one, powerful races fell. Some tried to hide, some tried to beg, none succeeded. The Zarkon crushed them all. On a small desert planet named Virel, a final call for help was sent. The people of Virel had nothing left. The Zarkon had surrounded them, demanding surrender. The leaders of Virel activated an old transmitter, one that had not been used in centuries. It sent out a signal across the stars, a simple message: "Please help us. Anyone." No one expected an answer. Then, something strange happened. In the darkness of deep space, a forgotten satellite near Earth lit up. It received the message. Earth, a planet thought to be destroyed long ago during the first Zarkon expansion. All. Records said the humans were gone. Their cities were erased, their signals silent for over 200 years. But the satellite was still watching, still listening. Hours later, the same message was returned to Virel, but this time, it came with one word added: acknowledged. The leaders of Virel stared at the message. Who answered? Another desperate planet? A trick? The Zarkon intercepted the message and laughed. "Who dares?" they asked. "What foolish creature believes they can stop us?" The source of the reply shocked them. A system at the edge of the galaxy. A system labeled Sul, home of Earth, the humans. High Commander Varkul of Zarkon did not believe it. "Impossible," he growled. "They are extinct." Still, he sent a scout ship to confirm. The scout disappeared. No signal, no wreckage. Just silence. The Zarkon grew nervous. 12 hours later, their sensors picked up something. A ship, alone. No fleet, no escort. It was moving through hyperspace faster than Zarkon technology allowed, faster than anything they had seen. The ship appeared near Virel's orbit. It was massive, larger than any standard battleship. Its surface was dark gray, marked with strange white symbols and a single name printed across its side: Oblivion's Edge. It did not respond to hails. It did not broadcast warnings. It just hovered above Virel, watching. Inside the Zarkon command center, panic spread like fire. Who were these humans? How did they survive? Why send just one ship? The Zarkon sent 5 attack cruisers to approach and welcome the unknown vessel. They wanted to make an example. They expected fear, but what they got was silence. As the cruisers neared, the human ship powered up. Its surface began to glow with a strange red light. The Zarkon commander on the lead cruiser laughed. "Prepare to fire." He never got the chance. Without warning, a single beam of light shot from the human ship. Not loud, not dramatic, just a silent flash. The Zarkon cruisers vanished. Not exploded, vanished. No debris, no survivors. Gone in 1 second. The command center went completely silent. The human ship spoke at last. A calm voice, smooth and emotionless, echoed across Zarkon channels. "This is not a rescue. This is retribution." The voice was human, but it sounded like steel and fire. It wasn't here to talk. It wasn't here to save. It was here for something else. Something final. Word spread fast. Across the galaxy, oppressed species picked up the signal. Pirates, slaves, lost colonies, forgotten races, all heard the same message. Humans were alive, and they were back. The Fear Lords of... The galaxy had always known power, but now they were learning a new feeling, one they had never expected to feel. Fear. The Zarkon command was stunned. 5 of their warships, erased in a flash, no explosion, no warning, just gone. In all their years of domination, nothing like this had ever happened. High Commander Varkul stood frozen before the screen, his claws digging into the metal rail. His officers watched the silent human ship floating above the planet Varel. No shields raised, no threats made, yet it had destroyed 5 cruisers like they were nothing. This must be alien trickery, one officer whispered. But Varkul wasn't so sure. The human ship, Oblivion's Edge, remained still, as if waiting. Then once again, the voice returned. Calm. Cold. We warned you. This is not a peace talk. This is justice. The message echoed through every Zarkon channel. It wasn't just a warning, it was a judgment. And the whole galaxy heard it. Flashback. 200 years ago. Long ago, before the Zarkon ruled everything, they had found a blue planet called Earth. Humans were primitive compared to them. No fleets, no star empires, just one small planet trying to survive. The Zarkon came with fire. They bombed the surface, burned cities, left no survivors, or so they believed. They were wrong. A small group of humans had escaped into deep space. They hid, broken but alive. Over time, they vanished from Zarkon records, assumed dead. But while the galaxy slept, Earth was building. In silence. In secret. Back in the present, Zarkon warships approached Oblivion's Edge, this time cautiously. Scanners tried to read the ship, but failed. No known Zarkon tech could penetrate its armor. Send a message, Varkul ordered. Ask them to identify themselves. No reply. Then, the human ship suddenly shifted, its weapons extended, not like traditional turrets, but sleek and glowing, shaped like claws and wings. Systems locked onto every Zarkon ship nearby. Panic broke out. One Zarkon captain tried to flee. Too late. A thin red beam touched the engine of his ship. No explosion, just silence, as the entire ship turned to glowing dust. This was no normal weapon. It didn't just destroy ships. It erased them from reality. Inside Zarkon intelligence, alarms screamed. A deep scan of human transmissions revealed a terrible truth. Earth is not destroyed. Earth is hidden. During the Zarkon attack, 2 centuries ago, humans had stolen a piece of their technology, a prototype spacefold generator. They used it to pull their planet into a hidden pocket dimension. Then they vanished from the galaxy. But they didn't stop growing. For 200 years, they evolved. Faster, smarter, harder. They built weapons from science no one else understood. They trained for a single mission, to return, and to destroy the Zarkon. As the Zarkon watched helplessly, the human ship sent one final message before vanishing back into hyperspace. This was a warning. The next time we appear, we won't come alone. And just like that, Oblivion's Edge disappeared. Across the galaxy, fear began to shift. For the first time in centuries, it was not the Zarkon who were feared, it was the humans, and the reckoning had only just begun. In the heart of Zarkon territory, alarms rang in the Grand Data Spire. Technicians scrambled through thousands of files, decrypting old signals, forgotten codes from long-lost battles. They found something terrifying. Buried in the wreckage of a scout drone from 178 years ago, a fragment of human data remained. Inside it, blueprints, language files, a voice log, and one word repeated over and over: Deathborn. High Commander Varkul stared at the screen. "What is Deathborn?" he asked. An intelligence officer, pale and shaking, replied, "A human term. It means those who were born from death, survivors trained only for revenge. Elsewhere." The human ship Oblivion's Edge had vanished into deep space, leaving only silence behind, but in less than 2 standard cycles, it reappeared. Not near Virel. Not near any rebel system. It entered the Zarkon-controlled system of Dravos 9, a military hub with 16 battle cruisers, 4 defense satellites, and 2 planet-based plasma cannons. The humans didn't wait. Without a single warning, Oblivion's Edge attacked. But this was not a normal assault. No missiles. No brute force tactics. Instead, the ship released tiny, almost invisible drones, nano-warriors. They slipped through shields, melted steel, infected systems. Ships shut down mid-flight. Cannons froze. Crew members screamed as their weapons turned against them. Within 7 minutes, the entire system went dark. Dravos 9, a base said to be unbreakable, was gone. Across the galaxy, fear spread like wildfire. Zarkon governors began reinforcing their cities. Allies of the Empire started going silent. Entire outer sectors disconnected their communication networks, afraid that just hearing from Earth could make them targets. Meanwhile, whispers began to grow louder. "The humans are back. They're stronger than the Zarkon. They don't take prisoners." Oppressed races, once too afraid to dream of freedom, began to stir. The Kirill, enslaved for 90 years, rioted. The Vokme, whose language was banned by Zarkon law, started singing war songs again, and rebels who once fought alone now sent messages into the void. "To the Deathborn, we are ready." Back in Zarkon space, a fleet of 23 destroyers assembled to hunt and trap Oblivion's Edge. They tracked its energy signature and set a trap near the dying star of Riven's Reach. The trap was perfect, but it didn't work. As soon as the Zarkon fleet launched their ambush, Oblivion's Edge didn't retreat. It attacked straight through them. Its AI, named Halo 9, predicted their every move. Human rail cannons pierced ships like paper. Stealth drones planted bombs inside command bridges. Within 4 minutes, the entire fleet was vaporized. From the wreckage, a message was sent to Zarkon Command. A single line of human code. "We are Deathborn. Your war is already over." Deep in the rebel zones of the galaxy, a hidden base lit up with alerts. The coded human message had reached them. Second vessel deployed. Codename: Judgment Flame. Old rebels, once broken and hiding, stared at the signal. They remembered the old stories of Earth, of humans, of the Deathborn. But now it wasn't a story. It was real. The galaxy had witnessed Oblivion's Edge, a lone battleship that destroyed fleets without effort. Now, there was another. In Zarkon high orbit, High Commander Varkul stood before the Galactic Council, nervous, furious, humiliated. "The humans have 2 warships, just 2, and yet we've lost over 40 ships. Entire systems have fallen silent," the council members argued. Some wanted peace, some demanded all-out war. But one elder, from the ancient Sren species, spoke softly. "You don't understand. If these are just the first ships, what else are they hiding? Somewhere in deep space." A dark shape emerged from hyperspace, long, glowing red engines, black armor like obsidian. The ship was silent as it drifted near the dead moon of Tekar Prime. Its name burned across the side like fire. Judgment Flame. It didn't send a message. It didn't need to. Zarkon mining drones on the moon went offline. The orbiting patrol station exploded without warning. And from the flames, hundreds of tiny escape pods launched, full of rescued alien slaves. The humans weren't just attacking now, they were freeing people on a distant slave planet. Corvaxis, a secret rebel transmission, buzzed in static. An alien, freedom fighter, scarred and battle-worn, spoke into the mic. "To the humans, we see you. If you lead, we will rise." Moments later, the planet's skies turned red. Judgment Flame had arrived. It didn't destroy the Zarkon facility, it hacked it. Doors opened. Guns unlocked themselves. Drones turned against their masters. In 15 minutes, over 60,000 slaves were free. A banner was projected into the sky, one simple message in every known language: rise. Meanwhile, in a human war room deep in the core of a hidden starbase, human generals watched the map of the galaxy change. Red zones, Zarkon-controlled, were turning gray, then blue. Everywhere the ships moved, rebellions followed. "Judgment Flame is performing ahead of schedule," said a cold-voiced AI. A female officer leaned forward. "Do we reveal Phase 2? The room fell silent. Then the Supreme Commander of the Deathborn nodded. "Begin the awakening. Send the signal. Earth is no longer sleeping." On the dead moon of Zeta 9, long forgotten by the galaxy, something ancient stirred. Deep underground, hidden behind blast-proof doors and layers of rock, a system came to life. Red lights blinked. Warning alarms pulsed softly. Cryopods covered in frost began to hiss. Inside them were not machines, not aliens, but humans, soldiers, warriors, survivors, the Deathborn. Flashback. 200 years ago, when the Zarkon first attacked Earth, the humans had no chance. But a secret plan had already begun, a project called Last Flame. Earth's best warriors were chosen. They were trained harder than anyone in history, and then they were frozen, placed in hidden chambers across space, waiting for a signal, waiting for Earth to return. That signal had now been sent. Present day, Deathborn Moon. Base one by one, the cryopods opened. The first soldier stepped out, tall, silent, cold eyes that had seen the fall of a world. His name, Captain Kale Voss, once the most feared human in deep space combat. Next to him, others awakened, snipers, hackers, tech masters, shock troopers. Each one trained for war, each one burning with revenge. They did not scream, they did not ask questions, they simply suited up. Inside the war room of Judgment Flame, a screen lit up with Kyle Voss's face. A human officer smiled. "Welcome back, Captain." Kyle nodded. "Brief me. Who dies first?" Moments later, the Deathborn were deployed. Not just in ships, but infiltrating Zarkon strongholds, planting bombs, hijacking fleets, leading uprisings. Their armor shimmered with adaptive tech. Their weapons were silent, invisible, deadly. Entire Zarkon stations vanished without a shot being fired. Zarkon Empire response panic. Pure panic. High Commander Varkul couldn't understand. How could so few do so much damage? How could they be everywhere at once? Then came the worst news of all. Over 37 Zarkon captains had defected in the last 24 hours. They were now serving under human command. Why? Because humans didn't just use fear. They offered something more powerful: freedom. A new message appears across every Zarkon-controlled screen, from the smallest planet to the central command. "We are the Deathborn. You ended our world. Now we end your empire." Behind the words, images showed systems falling. Zarkon cities burning. Aliens cheering as humans landed beside them. The galaxy now saw the truth. The humans were not invaders. They were liberators. And this was no longer a single-ship war. It was a revolution. Cliffhanger for Part 6. A final signal is sent from Earth's hidden star core. Activate Project Leviathan. Something older than the Deathborn. Something even the humans fear. Is waking up. Shall I continue with Part 6? In the dark heart of Earth's hidden star core, a secret so deep only a few humans had clearance, a massive vault began to open. The walls trembled. Energy surged. A machine, older than any human warship, awakened. Project Leviathan. Not a ship, not a soldier, something else. Built in silence over 150 years ago, Project Leviathan was not designed to fight a battle. It was designed to end wars, completely. It had no crew, no bridge. It was powered by a living AI, Sentience Z01, known only as the Mind. Its body was larger than a city. Its armor was made from neutron-forged metal. It could enter suns. It could warp time around it, and now it had only one mission: erase the Zarkon Empire. Across the galaxy, rebel fleets cheered as Deathborn soldiers liberated more worlds. Zarkon forces tried to regroup, but now they were facing not just Oblivion's Edge and Judgment Flame, but hundreds of small human strike teams. Systems were collapsing. Then came the signal. Leviathan online. Every sensor in the galaxy lit up. Even species that had stayed neutral now watched in fear and awe. From hyperspace, Leviathan emerged, so massive that moons shifted as it passed. Its engines hummed like thunder. Its arrival alone caused Zarkon AI networks to crash. Zarkon Council emergency meeting panic filled the chambers. "What is that thing?" "It's not a ship. It's a star killer." "We need to surrender." But it was too late. Leviathan had already targeted the core Zarkon command center on Valdur Prime, a planet so heavily defended it had never been touched in 600 years. With one silent shot, it fired a graviton burst. Valdur Prime collapsed in on itself, turned into a black crater, the home of Zarkon leadership. Gone in an instant. Meanwhile, on a rebel ship, an alien commander watched the destruction, shocked. He turned to his crew. They did it. They broke the unbreakable. For the first time, the galaxy believed the Zarkon could fall, and it was the humans leading the way. Back at Earth's star core, the Supreme Commander of Humanity watched from a dark room. She turned to a screen filled with rebel faces, Deathborn captains, and AI units. Leviathan is only the beginning. The final operation is now live. Operation Phoenix. Restore Earth to the stars. The humans were not just here to punish. They were here to rebuild, to take their place at the center of the galaxy. Far beyond Zarkon space, one last warship escaped. It was silent, damaged, and alone. Inside it, High General Threx, the last surviving warlord of the Zarkon Empire. Burned, broken, but not finished. He activated a hidden vault in the ship's core, one forbidden even by Zarkon law. Inside it pulsed something ancient and alive. Not a weapon, not a machine, but an ancient creature, sealed away for over 1,000 years. Codename, Vorax, the Planet Eater, a creature from before the First Galactic Age. It could consume energy, metal, even stars. And now Threx would unleash it on the humans. Back on Earth's hidden war moon, the Deathborn received the emergency signal. Massive energy detected, movement beyond known space. Vorax is awake. Captain Kale Voss stood with the Supreme Commander. "You said Leviathan could destroy anything," Kale asked. She replied with steel in her voice. "Yes, but Vorax isn't a ship. It's a force of nature. Even Leviathan may not be enough. Still, they would try." The final battlefield. The Dead Star Zone human fleets, rebel armadas, and Deathborn war teams gathered in silence. Then came Vorax, black as night, larger than moons, its body made of living metal and burning light. It tore through rebel ships like paper. But Earth's response was ready. Leviathan arrived, charging its core. Judgment flame and oblivions. Edge struck from the flanks. Deathborn soldiers boarded Zarkon escape ships, shutting down final strongholds. Kale Voss launched from Leviathan himself. Inside a human mech suit built for single combat. Straight into Vorax. Inside the beast, Kale Voss landed inside Vorax's energy core. Around him, pure chaos. Gravity bent, time twisted. He activated Earth's secret weapon, the Starbreaker device. One use, one shot. For Earth, for all the fallen. He pulled the trigger. The end of Vorax, a light brighter than a sun, exploded across the system. Vorax screamed, collapsed, and shattered into stardust. Zarkon's last weapon was no more. Peace at last. With Vorax gone and the Zarkon Empire destroyed, the galaxy fell silent. Human ships didn't conquer. They rebuilt. They helped aliens plant food, repair cities, and teach science. The humans became more than warriors. They became legends. From that day forward, when anyone spoke of freedom, one name always followed: Earth, the world that rose from ashes, and of the deathborn, only one message remained across the stars. They ruled through fear, until a single human battleship appeared.